It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates.
Hi, I'm Mandy Yeomans.
And I'm Raymond Brown with First Southern Bank. As your locally owned community bank, we're here to help our community grow. Our customers are why we are here. You can tell we want your business.
We offer all types of deposit products, personal and business. We have fast, efficient service, and yes, we have online banking too. I'm sure we have an account to fit your needs. Stop by or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
We're FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to barbecue, Van's Barbecue in Jessup is the place to be. A small family-owned business located at 1876 on the Savannah Highway. Van's Barbecue has lunch and dinner specials. Stop by or call to make an order. The number to call, 427-3358. Van's Barbecue's new manager is Sarah Van. Van's Barbecue offers potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, and don't forget their delicious mac and cheese. Also, check out their shrimp plates, the best in town. Yes, when it comes to the barbecue, head to Van's Barbecue, locally owned and operated. Stop by and tell them the Big Dog sent you. Once again, the number to order, 427-3358.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Are you looking for an insurance company that you can call and talk to a live person? Are you looking for an insurance company where you can walk in and talk to an agent? Are you looking for an insurance company that offers multiple companies so they can try and get you the best rate? If you said yes to any of these, then you need to call or come by O'Quinn & Associates Insurance Financial Services. We offer multiple companies so we can find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 385-1000 or stop by our office at 212 South First Street right here in Jessup.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio. Well, Bob, if there was people out there praying and hoping and wishing that Hurricane Ian would go further out east into the Atlantic, their prayers were answered. We got lucky.
Dodged a bullet, that's for sure.
Dodged a bullet. Up until we got those two hurricanes a few years ago, we hadn't had a hurricane in southeast Georgia in forever. And usually that's what happened. It would come up there along the from Florida, and because we are, have a big curve in there, you have Florida, then you curve into Georgia, and then you go back out into the Carolinas. They always seem to pass us. Until those 2 years, and this happened this time. It came up there from the west to the east side of Florida and came up north, but because we're curved in there and the trade winds pushed it out a little bit, we're not going to get it. Now, if you're in Charleston, South Carolina, in that area, it could be a rough day for you.
Just surprised we didn't get much rain with that
I know, we didn't hardly get any
storm.
rain. That's really surprised me.
That's what's amazing.
Been all those clouds up there, cloudy as I don't know what for the past several days, and maybe a sprinkle here, there, and yonder, but not much at all. That amazes me. Wind, we still got. It's going to be a windy day today. With a forecast here from the National Weather Service in Jacksonville. We should have 16 to 21 mile per hour winds today. 16 to 21 throughout the day, with gusts as high as 33. But not calling for any rain, just cloudy skies. If it rains, it may be just a few shower sprinkle here, there, and yonder. So not much rain there at all. And then it's just like you just cut it off. Tonight it'll be changed. And from all this weather we've had this week, it'll go to sunshine and then back into the 80s this weekend. 84 tomorrow, 83 on Sunday, 77 on Monday with sunny skies. So a good-looking weekend coming our way. Going to be nice. You going out there to the links tomorrow?
No doubt.
No doubt about it. Bob will be up there teeing off, getting ready to shoot another. You going for 87 today? Tomorrow?
Anything lower than 90 is good for me.
Anything lower than 90. Well, that's pretty good. Oh, remember the days when, you were a triple-digit golfer? Then you decided to get smart and take some lessons and, let people teach you how to play. And then you learned, you got taught, and you practiced, and suddenly, miraculously, you got better. No more of those days that I'm not going to waste a good shot in practice. Good shots in practice means good shots on the golf course. So glad that you're enjoying yourself out there playing golf with your buddies, Bob.
Yeah, it's a good group. 12:30 group on Saturday is fun.
Yep. Always fun to get out there with the boys and play around the golf. All kinds of fun.
Glad to know the weather's going to be nice.
It's going to be nice tomorrow. Going to be nice. And because it hadn't really rained over the past several days, should be pretty decent all the way around.
Looking forward to watching that Braves-Mets game tonight.
Yeah, that Braves-Mets game going to be very important tonight. Will we tie it up tonight, or will we go 2 games down? Let's go Braves. Let's tie it up. You got them at home. Time to whip up on them.
Need to sweep this series. What we need to do.
Got to sweep this series. Got to. At least got to take 2 out of 3, but at least sweep if at all possible. And the Braves play this weekend. Of course, we'll have Braves baseball for you tonight right here on 105.5 FM beginning this afternoon. Braves baseball at 6:05 with the leadoff show. First pitch at 7:20. And then they play again tomorrow night. And then on the Sunday game has been moved, I guess because of TV. They are going to play it starting at... what did I write down here? 5. It's been moved from a first pitch 1:35 first pitch to around 5 something. It's 5:50. 5:50 will be first pitch on Sunday. So they have moved that game. I've got it over here on an update that we got from the Braves Radio Network. Yeah. The pregame, not pregame, but they call it the leadoff show. The leadoff show will start at 5:50. The leadoff show will start at 5:50, which means first pitch will be at 7:05 on Sunday.
Sounds like ESPN's got that game Sunday night.
Yep, that's what's happened. They've moved that Sunday Braves game from an usual early Sunday afternoon game to a Sunday night game because of TV. So on Sunday, the Braves game will start at 5:50 with the leadoff show with first pitch at 7:05 on Sunday against the Mets. So that's usually what happens. ESPN has a Sunday night game. Okay, well, that's what's going to go on. It's just like tomorrow's Georgia Southern football game. They were supposed to play at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon up there in Conway, South Carolina, taking on Coastal Carolina. But that kickoff has been changed to 7 o'clock, so that weather will move on out. I guess they figured the extra 3 hours will help. And so our coverage begins tomorrow at 5 o'clock with the pregame show. Georgia Southern pregame show tomorrow beginning at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon with kickoff at 7 o'clock. Against Coastal Carolina. Georgia Southern 3-1 on the season. Coastal Carolina 4-0. This is for the top spot in the Sun Belt there, Bob. So go Eagles.
Hope they can get a big win.
Yep. Now, what time does Georgia play tomorrow?
7:30. They're on ESPN tomorrow night.
Okay, so that's a nighttime game
at Missouri.
Okay, at Missouri. All right. And then Georgia Tech. With their new coach and AD. I'm not sure if they've named an AD yet because they got to have a coach. They got one of the coordinators. Coaches have been promoted to be head coach and interim coach until they find a new coach. That game will be at Pittsburgh tomorrow. And our coverage on AM's 1370 WLOP, Fox Sports Radio 1370 AM The Buzz will begin at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon with the pregame with kickoff at 8 p.m. So Georgia Southern pregame at 6, kickoff at 8 on our sister station, WLOP 1370 AM The Buzz, as they take on Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. Okay, so that'll be there. And then the Falcons will be hosting Cleveland. Could be another victory for the Falcons there.
Let's hope. Yeah,
let's hope so. Falcons will be hosting Cleveland. They're in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Our coverage will begin at 12 noon right here on 105.5 FM with the pregame show kickoff at 1. So Falcons football beginning at high noon right here on 105.5 FM Sunday. And then Sunday, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I guess they'll be focusing in on the 2 quarterbacks, won't they?
What's that?
Jacksonville at Philadelphia. Philadelphia's got that hot quarterback this year.
You got Jalen Hurst.
Yeah, Jalen's having a good year so far this year. Jalen Hurst is having a good game, a good season so far. And then, of course, you got Trevor Lawrence there for Jacksonville. So I'm sure that some of the The conversation will be around the two quarterbacks, and that will be on our AM station, WLOP 1370 AM. Pregame begins at 12 noon with kickoff at 1 o'clock. Jacksonville up at Philadelphia. It's good to hear the talking heads on Fox Sports Radio and on TV and everywhere else, saying some positive things about Jacksonville this year. Getting some positive vibes from the sportscasters, Bob.
It's amazing when you go get a good coach.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, developing that young talent out there, putting it together, and Jacksonville at Philadelphia, beginning at 12 noon on WLOP 1370 AM The Buzz, Fox Sports Radio. So that covers all the sports. Braves, baseball, we got Georgia Southern, Georgia Tech, Falcons, Jacksonville Jaguars. Busy weekend sports-wise right here on WIFO 105.5 FM and on our sister station, WLOP 1370 AM The Buzz, Fox Sports Radio. Any high school games tonight playing in this area that you know of?
I believe all the high school games have been canceled for Friday due to that storm.
Okay.
Everything was pushed up to Wednesday and Thursday. No games for tonight.
Yeah, a lot of games been played this week.
Yeah. I said the Appleton-Pierce game, they were going to try to play that on Saturday, but they couldn't work it out, so they're playing it on Monday.
I wonder why they couldn't work it out. It's going to be a gorgeous day tomorrow.
I don't know why they're not.
It's amazing how these things, we can't work it out. Why? You ain't gone anywhere. Yeah.
Just like who makes the final decision, that's what I like to know.
Yeah, who makes that final decision? It's got to be, is it the ADs or the principals? Who's the ones that makes the final decision saying, nope, can't do it. Wouldn't be prudent. I'd really like to say, well, it's been changed because we couldn't work things out. You'd like to know the reason, why they couldn't work it out.
I was talking to J-Bo at the middle school football game. I just hated that Wayne Burke game on a Friday. Is such a good gate, and you just wonder what kind of gate you're going to get on a Tuesday night, November 1st. So
yeah.
That's the thing. It just really hurts the attendance because it'll be a school night as well. So just don't know how many people will show up on a Tuesday night. And then the Thursday night game, they're pushing the Southeast Bullet game from Friday to Thursday. You just don't know how many people show up on a Thursday night. So could definitely affect the two home gates. So that's the tough part of it.
Yeah, it sure is. Bob, that's above our pay grade. We don't make those decisions. We just show up.
I understand. I just hate it.
I know. You get two Friday night games to change to a Tuesday and Thursday, and you know the gate's not going to be as big.
And they're just looking at the schedules. That Wayne Burke game is going to be a key game,
right?
Possibly for a home playoff game. So
okay,
just hate that it got pushed to a Tuesday. But like I said, they tried to work it out between the schools. They tried to get Southeast Bullock and Burke to move their game because they both had an open date. But they wanted, Burke was agreeable, but Southeast Bullock wasn't, so they couldn't work it out. So like I said, a lot of conversations, a lot of maneuvering, but like I said, I don't know who gets to make the final decision, but
don't know.
It's all been decided.
I think it would be the ADs.
We're playing on Tuesday, November 1st instead of tonight. So
okay. All right. Well, that's going on there. Somebody wanted to know what was the announcement about Popple Farms opening, Bob?
They pushed it to Sunday. I said Popple Farms originally was scheduled to open this Saturday, but they moved it to Sunday. So
okay. So Popple Farms will not be open tomorrow for the regular farm days they have every single October. They will open Sunday, October 2nd, just delaying it one day to get things prepared.
Right, they just pushed their first day of opening to Sunday, October 2nd from 12 noon to 5 p.m. So, again, if you need more information, go to their website, popplefarms.com. So it was originally scheduled to open up on Saturday, but they pushed it back one day.
Okay. And, of course, Odom Day, as we had Cheyenne from the city of Odom in here yesterday, mentioning the fact that Odom Day has been changed. They are going to have it this year. It just won't be tomorrow. It'll be 2 Saturdays from now on October 15th.
Yeah. It's a good-looking T-shirt. I like the charcoal.
Yeah, I like that charcoal look. Yeah.
Nice
T-shirt right there. And the Skylark fundraiser that was scheduled to be at the Wayne County Farmers Market tomorrow has been changed to October 15th also. So the Skylark fundraiser that was scheduled to be at the Wayne County's Farm Market tomorrow has been moved to October 15th. They're getting moved. At least they're still having them, And the things that Cheyenne was mentioning yesterday, that all the vendors, all the entertainment, everybody that was going to show up tomorrow in Odom will show up on October 15th. So it'll be a full-fledged Odom Day on October 15th. And then 2 weeks after that will be Archfest in downtown Jessup.
This coming week's going to be homecoming week, so a lot of activities taking place next week here in Wayne County. The parade set for 5 p.m. in downtown Jessup. So, again, they're looking for interest in that. So, if you're interested in that, call the high school. Ask for Judy Beaver. She's lining all that up for the Wayne County homecoming festivities next week. So, always an important day for Wayne County homecoming. Always a fun time. See who the homecoming queen's going to be. But the theme is Rocking Through the Ages. So, again, entry fees is $25 for a 20-foot space. Entry forms are due on Tuesday, October 4th by 3 p.m. Late registration will cost you $50 per space. Late entries will not be considered for judging and will be written in at the end of the parade list. So, again, all that taking place next week. Thursday, the parade. Friday, the football game against the Islands. So, homecoming night, a week from tonight at JC
1 week
Stadium.
from tonight. And who are we playing?
The Islands.
Islands. Which island is that? Where do they have that school there? Which one of those islands is the school on, Bob?
Down in Savannah, I guess.
I know, but which one of the islands?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Just
Which one of those
says the
islands over there is it?
It just says the Islands, and they're not very good. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, well, just want to know which island it is.
You got blown out by Southeast Bullock on Thursday.
Did they? Okay, so should be a victory for the Wayne County Yellow Jackets this coming Friday. And then the week after that is New Hampstead on the 14th here at home. What do we know about them?
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good?
They're 4-1, or they're like they got the same record we got. They got one loss. Burke County's still unbeaten. Burke County's on top. Then it's us and New Hampstead with 1 loss, and BC's got their 2 losses, but they played 2 very tough teams. So I still say BC's the team to beat in the region. So we'll see how BC and Burke. I think BC and Burke play next week.
Okay.
So we'll get a good idea where the region stands.
Yeah, because we play BC on the 21st of October, so that game will be over with. So we'll know, and we'll not have played Burke yet, so we'll get more of a idea about the two teams.
We got to go down to Savannah and take on BC, so that'll be tough, but it's possible. I said that's why they play the games.
That's right. You just can't look at the paper and say, "Well, this is who's going to win." Yeah, you gotta play them. You know, it's really interesting these days. You know, our AM station WLOP, 1370 AM, The Buzz, of course, is Fox Sports Radio. You got the morning show on there with 2 pros and a Joe, famous folks on there. Then you got Dan Patrick from 9 to 12, from 9 to 12. So 2 pros and a Joe on right now, and then Dan Patrick 9 to 12, Jim Rogan 12 to 3, Rich Eisen from 3 to 5, and Chuck Oliver from 5 to 7. And it's just interesting, on the Fox Sports ones, not Chuck Oliver, but the rest of them. Well, Chuck Oliver, too, because he promotes gambling also. It used to be you never could mention the word gambling when it came to sports. I mean, you just stayed away from it. Now you got segments of sports broadcasts being sponsored by different betting venues out there, whether it's a casino on a Indian Native American territory, or you've got one of those offshore ones, or internet ones, or Las Vegas, or whatever. You've even got these guys out there who do podcasts. They do their radio shows, but they do podcast on I guess odds and gambling and things of that sort. It's just taken over. Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there who put bets on sporting events every single week, and not only on who's just going to win or lose, or they're going to cover the spread, but is this running back going to get this many yards? What's the passing rating of this quarterback going to be? Or the touchdowns they're going to score? Anything and everything about the game. It'd be like 2 gamblers standing outside, and there's 2 birds sitting up on the wire up there, and they'd bet which one's going to fly away first. I mean, that's the trivial stuff that they bet on when it comes to sports these days. Yeah, every little thing, and guys and gals are just passionate about it, and of course the leagues love it because that gets more interest into the sports, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, NASCAR, hockey, whatever the case may be. Of course, the big kahuna is NFL football. That's where the biggest sport betting goes on. But it goes on all of them.
Yeah. Fantasy football's huge too. So a lot of it's
fantasy football. That's been around for quite a while, but now not only do you have that, you got all this betting going on out there.
When I was a kid growing up, Jimmy the Greek was the feature on Sunday.
Jimmy, I love
Brent Musburger and Phyllis George, but they'd have Jimmy the Greek give his picks. So.
Yeah, and that was only a 30-minute show to begin with. It was only 30 minutes with Jimmy the Greek. And then, of course, Jimmy the Greek said something that wasn't PC, and we didn't even have things that were PC back then, that long ago. But he got his behind fired. But that was always a good pregame show. They were Brent and Jimmy the Greek in game. Yeah. I was watching Terry Bradshaw this past week on the Fox NFL show that's on between 12 and 1. And I'm beginning to worry about Terry.
Yeah, they had a story on the internet about that. He just doesn't need to do the highlights anymore because he just doesn't seem to, he's botching a bunch of names. And
he should not.
It looks like his health's not very good.
Well, he's
it's the same thing with ESPN Lee Corso. You get a certain age, it's time to just. You need to retire because it's hard to watch.
Well, he doesn't have to retire. I don't think he ought to do the highlights anymore. Of course, I'm sure his ego is probably sitting there. But Kurt needs to do those. Kurt always steps in when Terry starts having problems, And so Kurt does a great job of covering for Terry. And now it's usually Terry doing one and then Kurt doing one, or Terry doing two and Kurt doing one. But it's the weight that he has on there. All he did, they did a little simple out pattern. They were trying to show a play, and of course Terry was the quarterback, and then you had the four guys setting up the new offensive play for a particular team had. And all Terry did was have to, get the ball and throw it, which he made a great throw, and then he comes over to Flat Top.
Howie Long.
To Howie Long, and had to hold on to him because he was out of breath just by throwing the football. And the thing about it is, you look at him and he's so overweight. Yeah. That's the problem he's having right now. Is he's eating himself into bad health. Now Kurt's lost weight from last year. You look at him, and I guarantee you he's lost 50 pounds. Kurt's looking good, but Terry is even heavier than last year. And I thought he was heavy last year. This year, his neck is just bulging out of his collar, and they have to use, 3 rings of material just to have a coat big enough to go around his belly, and that affects his health. When you're that overweight, it'll affect your health tremendously, and especially, and even your mental health. But he doesn't need to be doing the highlights.
He just needs to.
He can sit there and make. He has great insight on the games. Great insight.
He has a hard time getting his thought process.
Right. And it's like. I'm
worried about him.
Yeah, he's not. He's just eating himself into a grave. Is what he's doing. And then the other, the one that sits next to Jimmy Johnson, the guy that's on Good Morning America and all that. Michael Strahan. Michael Strahan was telling Terry was going on and on about something real, just talking, and then kind of started messing up his thoughts a little bit. And Michael said, "Take a breath, Terry. Just take a breath, and you don't have to just fly through it because Terry acted like he was really out of breath at the end of that little a comment that he was making, and he just said, Michael said, just relax a little bit, Terry. Take a breath. You don't have to talk so fast." So hopefully he'll do better this Sunday, because I was really, really worried about him on Sunday after that hour.
There's just a lot on the internet about his health and about how he just needs to step aside. Same thing with Lee Corso. I don't know how old Lee Corso is, but they keep pushing him out there on Saturdays, and he just has a hard time.
Yeah. Well, if Terry lost 100 pounds, his thought processes would come back, his health would come back. When you're that over, it affects everything when you're as overweight as he is, physical and mental. And so I just I'm worried about him. Yeah, but just turn over the highlights to Kurt. Kurt does a great job with them. Let him do it. Terry just sit there and concentrate on making insights into the players, into the game. He does a great job of doing that. What he calls himself, the original TB12.
He's been there since the beginning.
Because what he means is the fact that he was the original 12. You got Tom Brady, who's 12. He's number 12, and Tom Brady, and then Terry Bradshaw. So Terry always calls himself the original TB12. Original 12, Original TB.
He has that reality show with his daughters and wife.
Does he?
Yeah, called the Bradshaw Clan or something. I can't remember.
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
But his daughter, he kept talking to his daughter about he was the GOAT because she kept calling Tom Brady the GOAT.
That's what Terry says. He
says,
the original TB12.
He says, I'm the GOAT. So.
Okay. Well, anything going on this weekend that I know that you're going to be mainly concentrating on football, college tomorrow with Georgia and all the other games, and then the pros.
College football. Looking forward to that Alabama-Arkansas game. The Ole Miss-Kentucky game is going to be a key game. Both teams undefeated in the SEC, so that'll be fun. And Georgia, first night game of the year at Missouri, so that'll be interesting. Missouri should have won their game. They had a tough loss in overtime against Auburn. The guy dropped the ball at the 1 yard line before he crossed the goal line. They should have won that ball game. So it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back. But Georgia's first road test SEC night game. But I think Georgia will play extremely well. They didn't play very well last week. Just kind of went through the motions. So I think Kirby will have them focused, ready to go Saturday night in Missouri.
And we would like to let folks know that the Wayne County Fair, which is put on by the Wayne County Tourism Board, the Wayne County Fair is coming to Jessup on October 11th through the 15th. So get ready to go out there and have some fun. Wayne County Fair coming to Jessup October 11th through the 15th. We'll have more details on that as we get into next week. But that's coming up. And you also mentioned the truck and tractor pulls coming up next weekend. Is that correct?
No, I don't know about that. I got the rodeo coming up next
week.
The
rodeo, not the truck and tractor pull. The rodeo. I knew it was something. There's several events that usually come up.
William Todd Memorial Rodeo set for October 7th and 8th.
Okay, it was the Todd Rodeo. The William Todd Memorial Rodeo in Scriven is coming up next weekend then. So you got that coming up next weekend. You got the Wayne County Fair coming up the 11th through the 15th. You've got Odom Day that was scheduled to be tomorrow. It's always the first Saturday in October, but they had to delay it because of the hurricane. That'll be on the 15th. And then also the Tourism Board has let us know that the Big Buck Jamboree returns for this year, an 8-day Big Buck contest, and that'll be held from October 22nd through the 30th. And then the banquet to be held on November 5th. And we'll have Heather to come in and talk about that on the Butch and Bob Show to give complete details on the Big Buck contest this year. All right, Bob. You have a most wonderful day and safe and fun weekend.
Have a good weekend.
All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and also brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates.